Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the nicest guys in British boxing. It is, of course, Lancashire's finest, Mr. Bradley Ray. Brad, welcome back on the show.
How you doing, mate? Yeah, thanks for having me back on.
No problem at all. So, Brad, we last spoke back in October of 2022, so almost 2 years since then. It was a few weeks before your fight against Tyler Denny. We haven't spoke since then. If we can, let's just go back to that fight briefly. Obviously, Denny won by just 1 point on two of the scorecards. A close fight.
Yeah, it was a close fight. I think it was the right decision. Watching it back, I think I didn't do enough. Denny won the fight, but I was well in the fight, and I think looking now to see what Tyler's gone on to do, I think in the past few years, I've probably running the closest. So it probably looks a little bit better on me now, but I know I was well off it that night. I know that wasn't anywhere near the best that I could be. So. Yeah, it was just one of them nights where you live and learn. But I think for me now, looking back on that fight, it's probably one of the best things that's happened to me in my career so far. Just made me reevaluate a little bit, have a little look at things, and I'm now at a new gym with a new coach, and I'm enjoying my boxing now. Feel like I'm improving, feel like I'm getting better all the time.
And Brad, tell me about that. You say a new gym, a new coach. Obviously, for those that don't know, where are you? Who are you training under?
Yeah, so I'm training with Andy Abel in Blackpool now. I've relocated to Blackpool. I'm living down that way now, so I'm a bit out of the way. I'm just keeping my head down and just cracking on with the training. I've been quite quiet, social media side of things, and I've just been training. I've been putting the work in, kind of behind closed doors, and I feel like I'm ready to kind of get back on the big stage now, and fingers crossed something's going to come up soon.
And I did want to ask you this. Obviously, Tyler Denny is completely not known as a puncher at all. He's known to be feather-fisted even. Can he punch, Brad?
He hits harder than his record suggests, definitely. And I've spoke to a few people who box him, and they all say the same thing. He hits harder than his record suggests, definitely. He's got enough pop in his shots where he can do damage and he can hurt people. But I think with Tyler sometimes that's just not his way of boxing. And but he's 100%. He's 100% got it in him. But I think feather fisted is a bit harsh, so 100% he can hurt you. He can hurt you with a shot.
And as you said as well, obviously what he's gone on to achieve since then, he's on such a crazy run. My last kind of question on that whole thing there, will that run come to an end against Hamza Shiraz in a couple of weeks' time or not, Brad?
Yeah, I would absolutely love for him to get the job done. I really would, because you know what, mate? There's been times with him before. Like, we all know how good Shiraz is and what he's tipped to go on to do. And this bit, I'll hold my hands up, and I'm glad I was proved wrong. But I thought Cash was going to beat him. I thought Cash was going to be a step too far. And a lot of people are saying that Shiraz is a step too far now, and a lot of people have wrote him off before. So it's going to be an interesting one. I don't think Shiraz is going to have it all his own way as people think. I think Denny's going to cause him big problems. He's one of them fighters, Denny. When he's in front of you, he's completely different to how you watch him on YouTube and how you watch him in his past few fights. He's a hard puzzle to solve, definitely.
I cannot wait for that one. But back to yourself, like I say, obviously you've picked up 4 wins since that Denny fight. How have things been for you, Brad? Obviously you said you've been a bit quiet on social media. Has it been tough as well, not boxing on TV the last few fights?
Yeah, I think when I moved to my new coach, and we had a chat with my coach and my manager, and the plan was to go and have a few fights on the small hall circuit, and I can get some some work in and I can adjust to my new coach without having the eyes on me. And then, we look at getting in a big fight. And, that was the plan from the start. We wanted 2 or 3 fights kind of on these smaller shows. And, I feel like I did that, and, we were ready to kind of set things back up. And, unfortunately, it's just not just happened yet. It's like, it is a bit frustrating for me, but, it's the game. I know how it works. Hopefully something's going to come up soon. We had a fight agreed on a boxer show, which, it was an exciting one with Mark Ephraim, which I was looking forward to, mate, and we're training hard. I was in camp for it. We were hoping it was going to be on the Callum Simpson, Zach Jelly undercard. And, for whatever reason, they were going to put it on another show, and then it just looks like they've got nothing coming up. So, yeah, it was frustrating me, but like I say, just trying to stay active, and, I'm very lucky that my manager is, getting me out on these smaller shows and keeping me active, because, after having the 11 months out after the Denny fight with injury, one thing that I don't want to do is go stale again and have a bit of a run of inactivity. I want to stay busy, because hopefully there's going to be a big fight on the horizon for me.
And I want to ask you as well, Brad, what weight are you actually campaigning at now?
It's a big question, mate. So, when I first come back, the big thing after the Denny fight was the moving up in weight. There was no way I was doing 160 again. So I've had a few fights at super middle. Felt good at super middle. I feel like I can still make super middle now, with a bit of notice. But my last few fights, I've been at light heavy, and I feel good at light heavy. I feel happy. I feel like when I'm in the gym, it's nice just to not have to think about making weight, and it's nice just to focus on being a better boxer. And it's a chat that we've had in the gym with my team, and we don't have a nailed on answer yet, but the right fight at either weight, I think I can make either weight, and for the right fight at either weight, just keeping the options open really.
And obviously you're coming off 2 first-round stoppage wins. You're back out again this weekend in just a couple of days' time at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. I asked you before we got on the phone who your opponent was. You couldn't remember. I know you've got it somewhere, but it's another run out. But yeah, just tell us about that one, Brad. Obviously excited to be back active, obviously.
Yeah, mate, so it's not the level I want to be competing at, mate. And like I just said, it is a bit frustrating, but it's important, staying active. And with me, the mentality that I've had, like you say, the last few fights where with me, I want to be boxing at a better level. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, I can't. But the mentality I've had going into these fights is, I'm going to show people I'm at another level to this, and that's why I've been getting the early stoppages, and if I can, that's what I'll continue to do in the weekend.
And obviously the plan, hopefully after this fight, is to wind up back on TV at some point in a bigger fight. It doesn't make too much sense why you've been off of TV this long. I think losing to Denny when you did, I can understand maybe people thought, okay, where's his level at? But obviously Denny's shown, that he's just unstoppable at the minute. And as every fight that goes by, I think that loss is looking better, if that makes any sense. And obviously you're still young, you're still ticking all the right boxes in the fight since then. We do need you back on TV. I know that's what you want as well. I'm going to just ask your opinion on a couple of upcoming fights just to close things out, Brad. You're not too sure if you're at light heavy or if you're at super middle, so I'm going to throw 2 fights at you for your prediction. One's super middle, one's light heavyweight. We'll start with next weekend, Canelo Berlanga at 168. Does Berlanga have a chance in that one for you?
No, man. I think it's going to be an easy night for Canelo.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think his level's above him, and I think he's going to show that. I think it's going to be a bit of a walk for Canelo.
Yeah, I agree. I think Berlanga's done well to get the payday, in all honesty. A light heavyweight one that goes down October the 12th, Beterbiev Bivol.
Oh mate, I'm so excited for that. I think that's the best fight they can make in boxing at the moment. I was very split, but I think recently, mate, I've just completely swayed to Beterbiev. I just think it's impossible, mate, to hold him off for 12 rounds. I don't think any fighter on the planet at that weight can do it. I think he's going to get to everyone at some point.
Oh, wow. Cannot wait for the fight, but yeah, I'd love to see Bivol pull it off personally. Just finally, I'll throw a heavyweight one at you as well. September 22nd, obviously the big one in London, Joshua Dubois.
Mate, you know what? I'm actually looking forward to this fight. I think if Dubois goes out early on like he did against Hrgovic, if AJ's hitting him with them shots, I think he's going to go early. You can't be taking shots like he was against Hrgovic against a fighter like AJ. But I've got a feeling it's not going to be as one-sided as people think. I still think AJ's going to get the job done. But Dubois look good at the moment, and he's been wrote off a couple of times, and he's come through a couple of times, and I think he's confident in himself as well now. He really believes that he's going to go out there and beat AJ, which I think is going to make for a good fight.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that one. And you're right, obviously Dubois has been an underdog against Big Baby Miller and then against Hrgovic, come out on top in both, and obviously both stoppages. And yeah, Joshua's obviously picked up a couple of wins, but Francis Ngannou and Otto Wallin, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I wouldn't want to write Daniel off. Yeah, just if you want to sign out with a little message before we let you go, Brad, same as before. I always like to end an interview just giving the boxer a chance to close out with a message. You can thank sponsors, you can drop social media handles, you can say whatever you like, my friend. It's your time.
Yeah, just a big thank you, to everyone for the continued support. Like you say, my sponsors who, for the past few years where I've not kind of been on the big shows, they've been just carrying on supporting me, and it allows me to carry on training, and hopefully when this big fight day is going to come, I'm going to be ready. And everyone, I've had a few messages in the past year or so, when we're going to see you back on the big stage, and it really means a lot that people want to tune in and watch me, and hopefully very soon I'm going to be back on the big stage. And for me, when I'm back in them big fights, I just need to get my foot in the door, and I'm going to show people what I've been doing for the past year and a half, what I've been working on, and I've got a few new tricks up my sleeve. So, I think once I get on that big stage, I'm going to be staying there. I just need that chance.
And we hope it comes around for you soon. You've been out far too long. You've been off the TV far too long, in everyone's opinion, I think. Cannot wait to see you back. Listen, Brad, as always, the pleasure's mine. Thank you for your time. It's been great having you back on after such a long time. We'll speak again real soon, I'm sure.
Thanks for having me on, mate. Yeah, speak to you soon.